Welcome to this breaking news that we have got from the Bombay Stock Exchange. The IDBI Bank has filed with the exchange that the board has decided to raise 2,800 crore through a QIP offering. Earlier today, the board also passed the results of IDBI to discuss this QIP offering and to check out what that will do to the government stake and the non-government stake. I have with me Mr. B.K. Batra, the Deputy Managing Director of IDBI Bank. Mr. Batra, thank you very much for joining us. We understand 2,800 crores. At today's price, what will that bring down the government stake to?
Well, first of all, let me clarify, Latha, that there is no firm plan for doing a QIP. It is only one of the options we have mentioned in the enabling resolution that our board has passed. Our annual plan for raising the capital was 5,000 crore. Out of that, 2,200 crore odd is being infused by government in the next few days. We held the EGM for the purpose today only. Okay. So remaining 2,800 crore is what is proposed to be raised through any of the options, including QIP.
Okay, or a public issue, it says.
That's right. So we have kept all our options open, and what option we would go for will depend upon market conditions, government approval, and the requirement of funds.
Okay. Is there, if one assumes that that entire amount goes either through a follow-on public offer to non-government bodies, then what does it bring down the government stake to? Does it come down to 60%? Is it 75% at the moment?
No, it actually, government stake is 76.5% today. It will go up to a little over 80% after 2,200 crore get infused in. Okay, so it will come back to about 74 to 75% after this comes.
After the public issue, if it happens?
After this much money is raised through whichever mode.
Fair enough. Is there any legal hurdle to bringing down the government stake all the way to below 51%?
Well, IDBI Bank is under Companies Act, and there is no stipulation that way to bring it down below 51%, but our articles of association do stipulate that government shareholding will remain 51% or above at all times.
Okay. For the amendment of the Articles of Association, all you need is a board resolution. You don't need any legal amendment.
No, we need to go back to the shareholders.
That's it. But you don't need to amend the law.
Amend the law means we are under
Act.
Companies Act. Okay, so therefore we need to amend the articles, and then government as an owner has to take a call, because so far the government's stipulation has been that they will bring down the shareholding not below 52% in any public sector bank.
That's right. Since you are a public sector bank, not under the Bank Nationalization Act, or rather the Banking Regulation Act, but more under the Companies Act, the Finance Minister and the Minister of State for Finance have stated in the public space that they want to create for IDBI Bank a holding structure akin to Axis, which means the government's direct stakeholding comes down below 51%. Was that discussed in the board meeting at all?
No.
Okay.
It has not been an item on the agenda because we have no communication from the government on this.
Have the executive members of the board in any way been intimated, or the board itself been intimated of the shareholders, dominant shareholders' view?
No, there is no formal communication from the government. Therefore, there has not been any discussion at the board level.
So as of now, what you have discussed or decided by way of a QIP offering could have been done even without the finance minister having an idea of changing the holding structure of IDBI Bank.
You are very right on that. This is in normal course that we have decided.
Okay. You have some inkling through official or non-official channels about when the government might put into practice what it has very publicly stated?
We are reading through newspapers and through channels only. Here hearing as to what is, being discussed.
All right.
We know as much as you know.
All right. Well, in that case, a couple of questions on your results, since we have you with us on a crucial day. Once again, we did see an increase in your NPLs from 14,100 crores. It has gone up to 14,757 crores. So that's what a rise of about 5-6% in your gross NPLs. How much did the slippages rise, Mr. Batra?
We have separately today spoken to the press and mentioned that actually quarter on quarter the first time slippages have actually come down. In March they were 2,200, in June they were 1,400, this time on gross basis they are 1,200. After netting out recoveries and upgradation, they come to the figure that you are looking at, about 700 odd. So we are seeing some trend whereby the gross addition is coming down and solutions are emerging, and therefore we think this is getting to come under control.
This 1,200 crore of fresh slippages, how much of it were from restructured assets?
From restructured assets, I would not be able to, immediately tell you, but I don't think it will be more than 100, 150 crores.
Okay. What is your total kitty of restructured assets?
That is about 8% of the total advances.
Okay. So 8% of total advances is restructured, and plus you have
6.9% now.
Okay, so that's about 15%, which is stressed.
This is the gross basis,
Okay.
overall stressed, you can say, and it is pretty much similar to what the banking sector is carrying.
But 6.9 is fairly stiff, Mr. Batra. Another bank which was very close to 10% has gotten a notice from the Reserve Bank in terms of its future actions. You don't fear that for IDBI?
No, we don't fear that at all, but we are conscious, of the level of NPLs and also stress portfolio, which all of us are aware is largely due to the overall economic stress. And particularly in certain infrastructure sectors where we have been traditionally heavy. And we have taken steps, government has taken various policy measures. We are expecting these to ease out in the coming quarters.
Okay. Finally, what have you all refinanced through the 525 route? How many accounts and what amount of money?
Amount of money I would not be able to mention right now, but I think it's 3 accounts which we have done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why you would even not be able to give me a ballpark figure on the amount?
Well, I don't remember, frankly, because the paper is not before me. I didn't know you were going to ask those questions. But then I would say that these are accounts which are in consortium where we are one of the members. And
you are some more in the pipeline? Would you have an idea of how many?
Some more are in the pipeline. Maybe another 3 or 4 cases would be in process, and we'll take a call on them in the coming weeks.
Which sectors? Both the 3 that are done?
Mostly in power and steel.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Mr. Batra. Pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, so the breaking news ultimately didn't turn out to be that stomach churning. It, in any case, is not going to change the government ownership in the IDBI Bank. At the moment, it's only a raising of capital to meet already declared goals of the bank. We'll have to wait for more clarifications from the government to know whether the holding structure of IDBI itself will be changed. With that, we wind up this special edition, and we will cut across to our network, CNBC, to get an update on how the US markets are expected to open.